So I've had the Z Fold 7 for a few hours now, actually almost one full day, and these are my initial thoughts, my first impressions of Samsung's latest foldable. First of all, let's talk about what you can expect inside the box. As soon as you open up the box, you take the cover off, you're presented with the Z Fold 7. And the first thing that just stood out to me as I opened up this box is how huge that camera bump is. And really that's because this phone is ridiculously thin. That's the first thing you'll notice. That camera bump is huge and this phone is really thin. But we'll come back to the design in just a second. Let's see what else you get inside the box. You also get some paperwork, a getting started guide, a USB-C to USB-C cable, and a SIM ejector tool. It's still nice that Samsung hasn't removed the charging cable. Of course, for the price that we're paying for the Z Fold 7, it would be nice to get some more accessories, not just a simple USB-C to USB-C cable and a SIM ejector tool. It'd be nice to actually get a case or something else inside the box. But this is what we can expect from flagship phones in 2025, so I can't really just blame Samsung specifically for not giving us more in the box. But let's look at the phone itself. My first thought, like I mentioned before, was just how thin this phone is. It's just almost ridiculous when you're holding it in the hand. It's the thinnest device that I've ever held, and I would almost say you have to go and hold it for yourself to really understand how thin and ridiculous this phone is. Now I do really appreciate that because when you close the phone, it feels more like a regular smartphone. The thickness, the aspect ratio, it all feels like a normal candy bar smartphone. And that's another thing that really stood out to me initially was the outer display and how Samsung has kind of fixed the issues that I've had with the previous Fold phones, and that thin aspect ratio that the outer display had, that's no longer here with this phone. And that's something that I've been wanting Samsung to do for a while now. Give me a larger regular display on the outside, and then when I want that larger inner display, I simply open it up and there you go, you have it. But I want to do most of my phone things on that outer display, so I want it to feel more like a regular smartphone. Now, like I mentioned previously, because this phone is so thin, that camera bump kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. And it also means if you want to set this flat on a table, well, you're gonna have some problems because the wobble factor is really there with this phone. You're not gonna be able to just simply put this phone flat on any surface. It's gonna rock back and forth, which is kind of annoying if you like to use your phone on a flat surface. Not everyone does, so it's not really that big of an issue, but I thought I'd mention it, especially because you might want to open up this phone and use it more like a tablet on a desk, and it's really gonna annoy you having this phone rock back and forth on a flat surface. Now, of course, by putting a case on this phone, you can kind of solve that problem, but at the same time, you're kind of taking away from the best part of this phone, which is the thinness of the device itself. It's kind of a trade-off that you kind of have to consider for yourself. You definitely want to put a case on this phone. That's my first thought. It's very slippery and it can easily get damaged, and that's going to definitely take away from the whole thinness of this device. Also, just first thoughts on the aspect ratio of that inner display. I still don't love it because it's more of a square display. So watching content, you're gonna have a lot of wasted space. Now the crease is still there. You can still see it if you look for it, but that's not such a big deal for me. I kind of forget about the crease as I'm using the phone. Personally though, I wish the crease was completely gone. It just makes this phone look so much better if it wasn't there. But rumor is we might be getting that on the next generation. And so far I can really say first impressions, I'm really impressed with what Samsung has done here. They made the foldable that I feel desperately needed to make. They were falling behind with other foldables from China. Even the Pixel Fold, the Pixel 9 Pro Fold, was a better foldable in many areas. And I think now Samsung kind of caught up and surpassed a lot of other foldables in this form factor. So I really appreciate what Samsung's doing here. This feels more like a bleeding edge foldable than the previous Z Fold 6 and Z Fold 5. Even the Z Fold 4 was kind of lagging behind other foldables as well. Now there's still a lot to test here, and I'm going to go over all the new features, the performance, the camera, and more. So if you don't want to miss those videos on the Z Fold 7. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see, once again, more videos on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.